Hey everyone! Welcome to this week's episode of Fiction in Real Life. We're so excited. Today, as always, we have a really fun lineup of stories to tell and discuss. But before we do that, let's go around. I'll let everyone remind us who they are and give us a quick update on their writing adventures. Heather, we'll start with you.
Okay, so today I think I finished my first draft of my book that is Pacific Rim World War II. That basically means that I finished a 5K when I'm still in the marathon.
That's awesome. Jen?
That's great. So my To Kiss a Wallflower launched yesterday. So we've been doing a lot of marketing for that. That's kind of consumed my last couple days. Super fun anthology. Annika Walker, Heather V. Moore, and me all talking about wallflowers in the Regency time period.
I'm so excited to read it. It sounds really fun.
Sounds cute.
Jennifer?
I am a slow writer. So as we go through and you guys all have new things, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still working on Educating Elizabeth, a story about a woman teacher in the Victorian era. So
well, that's great. And I'm a little bit like Jennifer. I'm a little bit of a slow writer, so I'm still working on getting my final thing of Meriden Park done. I just went through all the proofs and got that turned in yesterday. So it's almost done. So anyway, all right. Well, we're going to go right into our stories. Just a reminder that you can watch us also on YouTube and subscribe on YouTube to get reminders of when a new episode is coming out. Okay, today our theme is a little bit oriented toward crazy animal encounters. And Heather has a story that was sent in by Kathy.
Okay, so I'm excited to share this story. So obviously we all have kind of wacky stories in our family history, and this doesn't go too far back into history, but it's Kathy's grandma who grew up during the Depression. And anyway, so her grandma told the story of great grandma Alice, who is a tiny but fierce woman. And she went camping. She took her husband and her three kids. So they're sleeping in a canvas camper in the back of their truck. And during the night, as sometimes happens when you're camping, a bear arrived. So obviously, everyone is panicked, and great grandma Alice is the one that grabbed a heated rubber bottle. And I was going to show you guys a picture of that because this is what I think that she was talking about. Maybe.
I used to have one of those.
This was like the closest thing she could find that she could protect herself with. So she just hits the bear on the nose with it, and it ran away. In the morning, though, I'm going to go back to the bear. Well, we can go off it all. In the morning, though, she explained what happened or basically said, this is how the bear ran away, because everyone was like, what happened? We're half asleep. And then she asked her husband, Fred, what were you doing while I was fighting the bear? And Fred says, I was looking for the flashlight at the bottom of my sleeping bag. And then she asked her children, and they say, or she asked Dorothy, who's one of her daughters, who is Kathy's grandma, and says, what were you doing? And Dorothy said, I was helping Dad find the flashlight too. So anyway, so it works. You need to take those old-fashioned heated water bottles with you just in case a bear comes.
For bear attacks.
That is so funny. Let's see. Jennifer, would you book it?
Okay, I like the story, but I have this fear of bears. Like even seeing that picture, I kind of like got all tight and nope, no bears in my book unless it's like a horror story. But I like that the dad's like, well, I want to see what's going on here. And so he's looking for that's pretty cute.
Jen, would you book it?
I'm going to book it. Sorry, I have my extra large book it paper still. I loved it. I think it's really cool that this woman was the strongest one there. Like I'm envisioning Dad hiding in the suitcase looking for the flashlight, right? While Mom is totally like fighting it off with whatever she can. And I would totally have fun with that. I know Kathy's watching, so Kathy, I need some more details on this so I can add it to a book.
And Heather, would you book it?
So I think I would book it because I think it would be, obviously the outcome is good. The bear didn't get harmed. The people that get harmed, and it's kind of funny. So I think it'd be fun to put into scene. Obviously, well, I guess it could be. This was a historical story, but it might be fun to put in a contemporary story.
I think I would also book it just because, I mean, I spend a lot of time in Yellowstone and I've seen a lot of bears, and in the campgrounds near our house, almost every year there's a bear attack. And, you know, everyone's like, don't get between a mother bear and her cubs. But obviously Kathy's grandma was like, bear, don't get between me and my cubs, you know?
Yeah.
So I just really loved it. It's really cute and brave. And that adrenaline kicks in, you know?
And she's like,
All
going,
right. I know. I can just see that just so perfectly. All right. Good story. Thanks, Kathy, for sending that in. And let's see. Our next story will be told by Jennifer.
Okay. This is a less funny story. You probably have seen it. I've seen it on Twitter and all over. I just have seen it on the news and social media and stuff. It's the story of, well, and anyway, so I went back and found the source, like the real source of the story. It's something that happened in India. So I used it's called the Times of India newspaper, and they had better details of the story. So on June 10th of this year, just like a couple weeks ago, a 70-year-old, some sources say 68, so whatever, like kind of an older woman named Maya Murmu. She lives in the Raipal village of the district of Odisha, Mayurbhanj, which I looked up, and it's just close to Kolkata, maybe at like 50 miles just to the west. So it's just kind of close to a big city, but it's out in the kind of the wilderness, foresty, jungly areas. Anyway, she is gathering water at the well near her village, and it's right outside the Dalma Wildlife Sanctuary. And while she's out there gathering water to bring home to her village, a herd of elephants charged her. I guess, I don't know if the sanctuary is not fenced, or I'm not quite sure, but they came out of the sanctuary and they charged at her. And one elephant in particular attacked her and stomped her and squished her and killed her. She wasn't, the villagers came and took her, and they were trying to get her to the hospital, but she died before they made it to the hospital. So just in this poor village, they, observed these old customs of funeral pyres. So they are administering her last rites. They're taking the body out to the area where they cremate bodies. I don't know. I think it's like a special, I want to say cemetery, but I don't know what it's called in India. But and the herd of elephants attacked again, and that same elephant came, and everybody scatters, and they left the dead grandma there, and the same elephant came and stomped on her and threw her with his trunk. And then he went and found her house in her village, stomped her house, killed the goats that lived there, and he was like trumpeting for the other elephants to come, and they destroyed the village. So, and you can see pictures of it online. There, it is just this poor little village, and it's just gone. And, there's just like sticks and broken houses, and it's just, anyway. So, apparently it is not super uncommon for elephants to kill people. I mean, we kind of think that they're nice, loving, fun animals, but a lot of people are killed by elephants every year, turns out. So anyway, there's the story, the horrible story of Maya Murmu.
That's pretty dramatic.
Interesting.
So sad.
All right. Jen, would you book it?
Oh, Jen, you're muted.
Apologies. I'm kind of horrified by this mean elephant and tracking down the grandma and stomping her to death, even in death. So I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can book it because I have sort of a loyalty to elephants, and I want to keep thinking that they're like really nice. Always remember good creatures, but maybe they're the bad guys sometimes. Maybe this woman looked like somebody the elephant was afraid of. I don't know. I'm not booking it. I can't.
It's pretty drastic. Heather, would you book it?
So before I give you my decision, maybe the little cute village lady wasn't so cute after all. Maybe she had been aggravating the elephants or doing something, or maybe she had stolen the baby elephant. Maybe this is a mother. I don't know. So she could actually be a villain. We don't really know the full story, even though Jennifer told it. So I probably wouldn't book it just because when I imagine like a story set in Africa, is probably a story that would be cool to read. I read a lot of historicals and different stories set in Africa, but I just don't think I'm the right person to tell it. Mostly because I would then have to go to Africa, and I don't really want to go.
All right, Jennifer, how about you? Would you book it?
I think I would book it, but I would have to change some key elements. Like I would not have it be an old lady. I would have it be a poacher or some bad guy that the elephant, took his revenge on. And so we could cheer for the elephant because.
All right.
I'll be mad at a little old lady. Sorry, Julie. I don't mean.
No, that's fine. I think personally I would book it. And I do already book stories like this in ways where I have a person who's maybe been to a different place or from a different place, and they tell stories. In fact, in Meriden Park that's coming out, she is from India, and she does tell some kind of gruesome stories, but it's just something that she tells about her homeland and not, a really graphic experience. And I think that might be the key for if I really was going to book it. It would be something that another character would say, but not the whole graphic experience. I don't know. I feel like you could draw some pretty interesting metaphors from this vengeful elephant and why he killed and then
it'd be interesting
killed again.
It's interesting to hear a scientist's point of view on why that might happen.
Yeah. I think there really is a missing key as to why this woman was attacked, because it really seems like for her to be attacked and then double attacked and then the whole village ravaged by the elephants, something must have happened. Yeah. I mean, that's what I would like to think, that elephants aren't that crazy.
Well, some people, I think that they're getting of course, India, like everyone else, is having a boom of people. And so they're creeping closer into the habitats of animals.
Maybe they just drew the line and said, your village is too much. One village too many or something. I don't know. Anyway, lots of things to think about with that one. But interesting. Okay. Well, that wraps up all of our stories that we have for today. Just a reminder that our next episode will be July 6th, and we're hoping to tell some really great stories that have a patriotic theme. So if you have a fun story that might fit into that, be sure and send it in to fictionirlauthors@gmail.com. And let's see, what else do we need to say? You can watch and subscribe on YouTube. And I think I just also want to say that we are doing this program to have fun and to share all of these interesting ways that life is crazy and often stranger than fiction. And we're not fishing for story ideas. I just feel like I need to make that clear, that we're just having fun here. We've already got all of our story ideas lined up for who knows how many of our next books. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. All right. So if you have a patriotic story, send it in. And also, we're always welcome to any submission. We love reading everyone's submissions. They are so great. We pull them out as a theme comes up. So we may not use it right away, but we definitely will get to all of them. They're so good. We have so many really fun stories backed up. Okay. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great 2 weeks until we see everyone again on July 6th in
fiction,
in
real
life.
That was smooth.
See everybody.